I was born in 72, and it was 3 years before the war. I spent all my youth in Lebanon during the war. And I guess it was like a film itself, because when you're very young, you don't understand what's happening. You just like hear sounds and see people afraid, see expressions, hear some things on the television, and see people running in the streets. So like it's all movement and sounds for you. And you don't understand when you're a child. So I guess it was more like an impression than a reality for me to really like be political and understand what's happening and debate it or not. But it was very strong, and one of the reasons I guess why also I was influenced to make films is that my grandfather had a movie theater in Provence in Lebanon, and we used to go to this Provence called Zahle to hide when there was real harsh bombing in Beirut. So we escaped many times to go to Zahle, and Zahle at that moment was safe. And cinema were working normally, movie theaters. So we all used to go to this movie theater with the war in the background, like far somewhere, and seeing many films that come from the world, and being in the light and darkness. So I guess that was the first passion about darkness and light for me, is to be in this cinema. I used to really watch many films, and it was happiness for me to go there. I always liked fiction. You know, when I wanted to make cinema, I wanted to make fiction more than documentary. But when I started being political, and then I preferred to go to documentary. And of course, if you saw my first film, it's more simple and more, let's say, okay, it's a documentary, but it's not sophisticated documentary. I am asking children about the war, about everything, about Palestine. So it's more like a simple film. Then I learned again through documentary how to bring back the fiction. It's when you really think that, okay, I want to be political, but this is a film and this is cinema. So I'm dealing with an issue that is important. I am more aware of the situation and of the reality, but I'm having real characters instead of having actors. But if I want to be cinematic, I have to deal with them as if they are characters in a film. So then I have to know more about their background. I have to film them more like real people with psychological layers. I have to film them also silent sometimes, when they just walk in the space, when they go somewhere. I have to give them the time to develop their own story with a dramatical line. For example, the questions I had after the war were about, of course, why we did this, how come we did this, and the people, let's say 20% of the Lebanese people were fighting. Suddenly they became citizens again, like somebody told them, well, stop the fight and now you have to be back. Okay, but what about all the acts that they did? What about killing? Is it normal to become a killer and then become a citizen again? what about the 17,000 disappeared people? So I always had these questions. And then with the character of Asad al-Shaftari, who's in my film Sleepless Nights, he was talking about his acts. Like he was the person I was searching for, but without having a film. I was searching for to tell me about all my questionings, to answer me. And first time I saw him, it was in 2000. He was on TV. He made a public apology. But the film came in 2012, which means that it was not like on the spot. So I kept having him in mind and having my answers, but not feeling that it's time for me. Of course, I had to be more mature for the film. I couldn't have done it like after the university when I was still 21, or because this is a film that needs to be strong, be thoughtful, to analyze, to read the body language, to really feel that this is a strong character. So I have to be strong in all levels, to be cinematic strong also, or professional enough to do this film, and to face situations where I would be really shocked, but I would look like a poker face, because I have my team who's also protecting me. The cinema is protecting me from being, let's say, very emotional, and I would really look professional and keep my feelings for after.